I'm Matt Gilhooly, and this is The Life Shift, candid conversations about the pivotal moments that have changed lives forever. Hello, my friends. I'm Matt Gilhooly, and I am the host of the Life Shift podcast. If you don't know, this journey started as a school assignment, and every once in a while, I will put together a recap episode in which I take the final question that I ask each guest, which typically is the same, and I took all those clips and I put them together in little pieces and little episodes for everyone to listen to because I find them really inspiring. And I've realized that we just have a lot more in common than we do have differences. And so it's really nice to listen to these recap episodes. I hope that you feel a little less alone in your circumstance, or you feel inspired to move through whatever you're facing right now. And so I hope you enjoy this episode. Without further ado, I want to share the recap episode in which my guests respond to the question, what would you say if you could go back to that person right before that life shift moment?
I mean, the thing that usually comes to mind for me with this is the idea that I know now that I spent most of probably the first half of my life or more always looking for the shortcut, believing the shortcut existed, believing I was smarter than the system and could work around what it takes to be whatever. And my effort to now accept that everything you want in life requires hard work, and it requires showing up a little bit every day and not worrying about the outcome, but worrying about the work. Do the work for the work's sake will provide what you're trying to shortcut to. So dropping out of high school thinking, oh, I'll just start working early. That's the plan. Didn't work out so well. You know, like at every turn, like what can I do? What's the thing nobody's doing here that I can do better and faster? Turns out most of them don't work, and you end up defaulting back to, oh, I should have just stayed the course and done the thing and I'd be better off. So again, no losses there, but I have now learned that it's just, you just got to show up a little bit every day on whatever the thing is. You want to learn how to play guitar? Play for 10 minutes every day. You want to start an exercise routine? Start taking a walk for 10 minutes every day. And then you'll just get better and better. But if you think you're going to buy the magical course, or you're going to find the magical guru that knows all the secrets, you're not. There are a few steps ahead of you maybe, and they can show you, hey, come this way. Maybe it's a little bit faster, but there is nobody that knows anything. We're all faking it, right? We're all making it up as we go along. So trust yourself a little bit.
If I could have whispered to myself, I would have said, video his song. Video his song.
Can you see it and hear it still?
Yes, in my head. But I would have said video his song, but that's the first thing that came to mind was, I would have said video his song. I would say it's going to be harder than anything you've ever done, anything than you've ever experienced. It's a pain that you do not realize that your body can feel.
Stop trying to jump through hoops to meet other people's expectations to tell them that you're worthy. Because a lot of times, especially in corporate America, I found myself doing a dance of showing that I'm worthy. I mean, you do the other dance, and then you realize, actually, these people have their own thoughts going on. Maybe they just work well with somebody else, but you going through all these hurdles and jumping through things, it's not necessary because you're taking away or going away more from your core self, and you're forming an identity, or you're aligning yourself and identity now with that person's expectations because of how it makes you feel, because you feel you're growing up a ladder and you feel now you're accepted. I don't want my growth internally to just be off of someone else's acceptance of me.
You're loved, you're beautiful, you're going to be okay.
I had this kind of pivotal negative situation where I was like, okay, this can either make me or break me. And in that moment, as certain people were shifting and just situations were shifting and things that I thought I can rely on, like, just weren't there anymore, I said to myself, okay, we need to figure out what to do now. And I feel like if I can go back, like knowing what I know now, to those moments where things change and say to myself, like, hey, just take a deep breath, step back for a moment. And even if you think that's long enough, step back again and just breathe. Give yourself some grace. You're not always going to have every single answer. You're not always going to know every single thing. Take some time, really just breathe, pull yourself together, stand up tall, and just smile for a few moments and realize that this isn't a great moment. Things aren't fantastic, but this too is going to pass. And maybe the people who you thought were always going to be next to you and saying like, hey, you got this, they won't be near you. Or, you'll lose people in your life that just don't see your values or see you for who you are. You still have the chance to see yourself. How do you want to see yourself?
Don't let go of your fire, because it's going to serve you. And I know it's hard right now, but I've got your back. So you're not alone. It feels like you're alone, but you're not. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, this sounds maybe a little corny or cheesy, but honestly, it's like the best is yet to come.
Do you think she would have believed you?
No.
Okay.
No.
Because it was just like, I'm just living day to day.
It was way too hard. Way too hard. It did not feel like, and that was part of the decision-making process too. Like, I'm going to make these decisions and the best will not come. The worst will come. So yeah, I think whispering, it's like, no. The best is yet to come.
I think that I remember just thinking to myself when the divorce ended, I was like, in my mind, I was thinking, you're going to be alone forever. Okay. Who's going to want a single mom of 4? In my mind, I was thinking, you're going to be alone forever, because I had never been alone before. And now I look back on that and I say to myself, like, girl, you're going to make it, and you're going to be so proud of yourself, and being alone is going to be a gift to you, because it was the single best thing that I've ever done for myself, is to take time for me, to get to know me. And people would always say that, like, oh, you need to da-da-da. And it's like, no, it really was. I would just say, you're going to do this, and you're going to rock it. Just trust me, because I had so much doubt in myself of what was going to happen.
I think it probably comes back to trust as well, and just to sort of, enjoy the adventure and just know that everything that you need is already within you. And I truly believe that with everybody. We have what we need within us. I think it's sometimes just about aligning or realigning our outer circumstances with who we truly are, as opposed to trying to find something we can fit into. And that's, my process, and it's in the book as well, is to start from those foundations of who we are. So I think just really trusting in that. And yeah, I mean, I've been through it in terms of anxiety and different things. And so I think just learning to let go of that, I think is, would be helpful. After the loss of my mum in 2019, it was interesting. I really feel like that I've let go of a lot of anxiety. And again, another pivotal moment, really, that because my mum had a lot of anxiety herself, and I almost get this sense she's saying to me, don't waste your life like I did, feeling anxious.
No, just follow the path. And like I said to you at the start of the conversation, not to go on a tangent, but your guests all touch on it. There've been that moment in their life, whether it be a death or whatever, they come back to, what do I do now? All of a sudden, they have to think about what's the next part of their life. And it's very difficult, more difficult than what I've had to do. But my point is they find their way. And I see a vein all through your talks, and I love listening to your talks because
Well, thank you.
Yeah, it's very enjoyable. And your listeners, you must have a great audience, because that vein must resonate for a lot of people.
For more information, please visit www.thelifeshiftpodcast.com.